There's a lot of talk about what the Chancellor is likely to do to tax relief on pension contributions in his budget next month, so I thought it was worthwhile just explaining how tax relief currently works. If you pay money into your employer's pension, then it generally goes into that pension scheme before tax is deducted, which effectively means that you're getting money paid into your employer's scheme tax-free. If you make contributions of your own money into either your employer's scheme or your own scheme, then you're doing it effectively on money that has already been taxed. So what happens is, if you want to make a contribution of £1,000 into your pension, you basically transfer £800 into your pension. Your pension provider will then write to HMRC and tell them that you've paid a contribution of £800 and you want the tax back on that money. So HMRC will send your pension provider £200, which is the basic rate tax, unless you live in Scotland, because rates are slightly different in Scotland. £200 goes into your pension as well, and that means that you've had a gross contribution of £1,000 and it's cost you £800. If you're a higher rate taxpayer, then you're entitled to more tax relief. And when you fill in your next tax return, you make a note that you've made a pension contribution of £1,000. If you're a higher rate taxpayer and you pay tax at 40% or 41% in Scotland, then you're entitled to slightly more tax back, which means the net cost of your pension will be £600 rather than the £800 that a basic rate taxpayer will pay. If you're an additional rate taxpayer, then you'll get 45% relief, which means you're due an extra 25% back, so an extra £250. So the net cost for your £1,000 contribution is either £800 if you're a basic rate taxpayer, £600 if you're a higher rate taxpayer, or £550 if you're an additional rate taxpayer. And it's these numbers that the Chancellor is concerned about, because the argument is that there's far too big an advantage to higher rate and additional rate taxpayers, and it's possible that everyone will see tax relief stripped back to 20%, so everyone will get the same rate of tax relief at 20%. The midway house is that he will increase the basic rate, the rate of relief to 30% for everyone, which means that basic rate taxpayers will see an increase in the amount of tax relief they get to 30%, and higher rate and additional rate taxpayers will see a drop to 30%.